Welcome to the Morning Download Podcast, your go-to resource for personal finance, economics, and market insights. In just 8 minutes a day, we provide valuable information to help you make better money decisions.
Looks like we're in for an exciting quarter in the market. After a bit of a sleepy September, things are heating up and getting interesting. Did you know that Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, owns a whopping 9.26% of Coca-Cola's outstanding stock? That's quite a chunk. His first trade in Coca-Cola was way back in Q4 of 1998. Since then, he's been buying shares not once, not twice, but 10 more times. And not to mention, he's also sold shares on 8 occasions. Now let's talk numbers. Buffett's stake in Coca-Cola cost him a whopping $13.2 billion. But guess what? He's currently sitting on a gain of 61%. That's some serious profit, if you ask me. It's always fascinating to see how successful investors like Buffett make their moves in the market. With all the ups and downs we've been experiencing lately, it's nice to have some positive news to brighten the day. Good news for Social Security recipients. Get ready for a boost in your checks. Starting next year, you'll be seeing a 3.2% increase in your Social Security payments. Now, that might be a bit lower than the past 2 years, but it's still pretty good. The increase is actually quite close to the current inflation rate. So, it seems like retirees and those on benefits can expect to maintain their current lifestyle without any major adjustments. Now let's talk numbers. Monthly payments will reach a new high of $1,907, which is $59 more than before. If we look back, recipients received substantial increases of 8.7% in 2023 and 5.9% last year. Those were the biggest increases since the early 1980s. Shifting our attention to the global stage, we've got a couple of interesting headlines. The Japan Stock Exchange is taking an interesting approach to boost corporate valuations. They've implemented a name and shame regime. Sounds intense, right? Over in Malaysia and Thailand, things aren't looking too great economically. Their currencies are sliding against the mighty dollar, causing some trouble for their economies. And finally, some news from the UK. Inflation there is expected to fall to 6.5% in September. Let's hope it's a positive sign for their economy. Lululemon Athletica has made a significant move by being added to the S&P 500 index. This news has had a positive impact on their stock price, pushing it up over 10% to reach an almost 2-year high. In order to make this happen, Lululemon has replaced Activision Blizzard in the index, thanks to Microsoft's acquisition of the video game publisher. Why is this a big deal? Well, being a part of the S&P 500 index gives companies a sense of authenticity and increases their desirability. Additionally, there is increased buying demand from all those index funds, leading to more interest in the stock. This surge of demand ultimately drives the stock prices higher. On Monday, Lululemon's stock price hit an impressive high of $417.47, the highest it has been since December 2021. So far this year, the stock has performed well, growing about 30% and boasting a market capitalization of over $52 billion. And how do the experts feel about it? Well, based on reports from 32 analysts, the stock has a buy rating with a target price of $450. So there seems to be a positive sentiment surrounding Lululemon's future prospects. In other news, the Ford chairman has called on the UAW to make a deal and put an end to their ongoing discussions. So there has been some drama in the world of Bitcoin. Apparently, there was a false report circulating that a spot ETF, exchange-traded fund, for Bitcoin had been approved. This news caused quite a stir and led to a surge in BTC's price, from $27,900 to $30,000. However, it turned out to be just a rumor, and the report was eventually deleted after about 30 minutes. Despite the excitement, Bitcoin quickly returned to around $28,500 after briefly hitting the $30,000 mark. But here's the interesting part. During this roller coaster ride, around $81 million worth of short positions were liquidated, along with $31 million in longs during the correction. That's a lot of money at play. But what about the real deal, the ETF? Well, the application for the spot ETF is still being processed, but this incident gives us a glimpse of what might happen if it does get approved. It seems like the market is quite sensitive to any news regarding Bitcoin's regulation and acceptance. In other news, Binance, one of the popular cryptocurrency exchanges, has decided to stop accepting new users from the UK. This move is to comply with advertising rules in that region. It's fascinating to see how different countries and exchanges navigate the ever-changing landscape of cryptocurrency regulations, and that's the latest update on all things Bitcoin and the crypto world. Stay tuned for more. Are you concerned about your retirement savings? Well, you're not alone. In fact, approximately 56% of adults in the US are not happy with their retirement savings, and a staggering 37% believe they are significantly behind their retirement goals. These numbers may not come as a surprise, considering the challenges we face in saving money in today's economic environment. So, how do you know if you're also falling behind in your retirement plan? One way is to utilize online tools that can provide you with valuable insights. Websites like Fidelity and T. Row offer fantastic tools that can help you determine how much you need to save in order to retire comfortably. They provide benchmarks for different age milestones and offer target savings goals specific to your situation. For example, Fidelity suggests having twice your starting salary saved by the age of 35 and aiming for 10 times your starting salary by the age of 67. Meanwhile, T. Rowe recommends having 1 to 1.5 times your current annual salary saved by age 35 and aiming for 7 to 13.5 times your annual salary saved by age 65. These figures give you a clear picture of where you stand in relation to your retirement goals. Alternatively, you can use our formula, 25 times your expected living expenses in retirement. This will allow you to withdraw 4% annually without running out of money. Remember, your expected expenses may change due to factors like inflation and increasing healthcare costs, so it's essential to consider those variables. Sadly, the reality is that most people today do not have enough money saved for retirement. On average, individuals between the ages of 25 and 34 have a 401k balance of $30,017, which is a median amount of $11,357. Even for the older generation, the situation is far from ideal, with an average balance of $207,874 and a median of $71,168 for those between 55 and 64 years old. It's never too late to start prioritizing your retirement savings and working towards your goals. Consider utilizing the online tools available to assess your progress and make adjustments where necessary. Remember, the earlier you start, the better your chances of achieving a comfortable retirement. Ready for today's dose of personal finance wisdom? Well, here's an insightful quote for you. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Said by none other than Malcolm X. You see, Malcolm X hit the nail on the head with this one. Education is truly a game changer when it comes to our financial future. By investing in our knowledge and skills today, we secure a brighter tomorrow for ourselves. So what does this mean exactly? Well, it emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and growth. When we educate ourselves about personal finance, budgeting, investing, and other key financial aspects, we equip ourselves with the tools and knowledge to make better financial decisions. Because let's face it, the world of money can be complex and intimidating, but through education we can demystify it and gain the confidence and competence to navigate it successfully. Whether it's understanding the ins and outs of saving, investing in stocks, or planning for retirement, education is the key that unlocks the door to financial freedom. Remember, the choices we make today shape our tomorrow. So let's prioritize education and empower ourselves to create the future we desire.
In today's episode, we explored an exciting market outlook with Warren Buffett's Coca-Cola gains, discussed a range of global economic updates, highlighted Lululemon's impressive stock surge, analyzed the temporary BTC price surge and Binance's policy change, addressed dissatisfaction with retirement savings, and ended with Malcolm X's powerful quote on the importance of education for future success. Thanks for tuning in to the Morning Download, your go-to podcast for personal finance, economics, and market insights in just 8 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful content and sign up for our free newsletter at morningdownload.com/subscribe.